Thanks, Rebecca. Really interesting stuff. And now in studio with me, we have James Flood from Dublin City Comics. James, you're very welcome to Culture Night TV.
I'm glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your shop and your work and what are you doing now?
Well, Dublin City Comics, we're now on 103 to 104 Capel Street, Dublin 1. We've been in the area for about 10 years now. We're like a little local establishment, and we're a shop basically run for fans by fans. So that's what kind of sets us apart from the usual crowd, is we actually know what we're talking about. We're fans of this, grew up with it as well, and we're trying to encourage new people and new kids into the sort of lifestyle we're into. And it's the medium of storytelling through artwork and comics and cartoons, gaming and action figures.
For fans, by fans, I like that.
Yeah, it's basically trying to keep ourselves in our own jobs.
Yes.
Basically, didn't want to work for anybody else, we try to do what we liked as well. So.
Very good. So your shop is very near to here, isn't it?
It's not too far around, it's just around the corner.
But closed now, unfortunately.
Well, no, the one shop we did have, we were in 2010. Most people know us from Bolton Street, but
Okay.
we've moved out there last year, and we have a bigger store now down the road, just in 103, 104 Capel Street. And now the new thing as well is now online at dublincitycomics.ie. So in this turbulent time that we're in at the moment, people can still get their stuff from us as well through our social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and nothing beats good old-fashioned coming into the shop, but to keep everybody safe, there's dublincitycomics.ie now as well.
Excellent. And I'm admiring your T-shirt.
Oh, this is our logo. This was designed by David Houseman and Cormac Hughes a few years ago. So this is our kind of mascot as well. It's like mysterious Viking as well.
Yeah. I was trying to identify who it was. It's not Thor, but it...
Oh no, it's more or less a Viking design, and just kind of unique as well, because just like through most fantasy and science fiction stuff, it's just all these other characters and designs, it just appeals to the eye as well. So it just kind of set us apart from the rest of them as well.
So how did you get involved in this?
In comics and toys in general.
Is it from a child?
Yeah, basically my dad and Star Wars and stuff like that. I was a Star Wars generation and everything else, so I grew up with that, and everything else came after that, discovering Planet of the Apes and then comics 2000 AD, and that's what happened through most people who are my age as well, and they all wanted to start working in comics, and just Star Wars just opened up your brain and just what you could do is like there's no limited imagination now. So you have loads of artists and writers, Wayne Talbot, Cormac Hughes, Rob Carey, Trina Farrell, Stephen Mooney, Nick Roach, all these people who now work in comics and friends of ours, and with the help of the internet as well, you're not just limited to Ireland, so you can basically go on put your artwork online, and you never know who's going to see it. So that's what we encourage all the kids who are coming doing their drawings and everything else now and writing stories, is don't just because you don't think it's any good doesn't mean someone else won't, and don't throw it away, because you can now use the internet, put your artwork up there, your stories, you never know what will happen. You can end up working for Marvel, DC, IDW, all these other comics. And then what we're going to do for Culture Night is we're going to actually put links and advertise all these people out there, like all the small press and people who do artwork or just work on their own things in their own time. So we're going to find their Instagram pages, their Facebook pages, and we're going to promote them on our page. Because the idea behind Culture Night is last year we would bring a few of the studios like Rogue Comics, Lightning Strike and Limit Break into the shop, so people come in and meet the creators and meet and greet and realise there's people just like you who sit at home after hours drawing comics and writing, and now they're actually doing it professionally and sub-professionally as well. So the idea is if they can't get into the shop now, we're going to promote you on our websites, on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything we can do on the night, just to try and get people out there and try and make them a few bob and advertise these people and hopefully get them some work somewhere else. And just because for the past few months they've been all been sitting around and basically hopefully been drawing and writing and getting creative as well. So.
And did you find that the last couple of months that you became more creative because you kind of had to?
We kind of had to ourselves, because we were more of a personable shop. We had a lot of people since we reopened in June. We were shut down right through from March, and we were lucky enough that we all live nearby, so we were able to keep the shop going online, which is what brought the dublincitycomics.ie to keep it posting stuff out to people, and because people needed mental stimulation, where they wanted their comics, their toys, or just something to play with, because we realised there's a few people in situations where they can't leave their areas, mental reasons, or just physical, or just illnesses and everything else. And it was a daunting time for a lot of people, so we've tried to keep on our Facebook as well, just try to keep everything light, and through social media just reach out to people and know they're not alone. We can get stuff posted out to them, and we'll get through all this, which a lot of it is. So a lot of people miss coming into the shop, and they're taking precautions. We've got loads of precautions in place, like most places as well, and they come into us. So just for Culture Night, it will still be open on the day, but instead of having people come in and meet and greet the artists and writers, we're going to actually just do it virtually
and get them online. Well, it sounds like you're doing an awful lot to get people connected.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a community kind of thing is what we try to do, because there's a lot of Irish people and international people as well who like all this sort of stuff, and they want to try and either support the local community or be part of the local community. So in a way, we always have to try and help people. If someone has a good artist, someone's a good story, we try and get people meeting, and that's what some of this group of people that we have met over the years, they've all went and mixed and matched and just networked with each other. And again, through the power of the internet, social media, a lot more got in touch with each other as well. And then through the whole lockdown, people were at home drawing, building things, creating things, cosplayers, making costumes, making arts and crafts and stuff. So it's just an idea of trying just give back to what happened to us.
So it sounds, James, like a growing business as well.
Well, hopefully it keeps growing, yeah. Every year it get better and better. And there's but the new movies, well, I mean, the Marvel movies do help, because what happens is people see the characters, want to come in, find out about the characters. There's Marvel, there's DC, but we try to throw them towards, say, independent characters or stuff you wouldn't know. There's actually detective comics, there's sci-fi comics, horror comics. It's not just superheroes. So it's, and then dramatic comics as well. So
speaking of superheroes, I can't let you go without asking, who's your favourite?
Well, it's Batman. I've grown up with Batman as well, but over the years I discovered stuff like Spawn and Ghost Rider and things like that, for the main things as well. But just learned that, and then the past few months we've learned the real people out in the real world are the real superheroes.
Thank you.
So that's where we're going.
Great way to finish. Well, thank you so much, James, for that. Very enlightening. And now we have a short video from Easy Treasy.